Now for our weekly legal line with our legal analyst, Jeff Hosford. He's joining us from Hosford Law Firm. Jeff, good to see you today.
Thank you for having me.
You know, every year hundreds of thousands of Americans apply for disability, and going into the process, they may not realize that it truly is a long and tedious process, right? Explain to us what they have to do.
Obviously, the first thing most people don't understand is the people that you're trying to apply to and you're telling about your situation don't know you. You got to explain to them what's going on and exactly what's wrong with you, and you got to provide them medical evidence of that. The first step is always to go to the Social Security Department. You get the information, the paperwork, you fill it out, and then you go to your doctors and you get the necessary information to submit with that paperwork to show that you have a disability.
And once all of that information is submitted to the Social Security office, it's not like 2 weeks later you're approved, here you go. Sometimes there are often appeals involved in this, right?
Yes, ma'am. Sometimes basically what can happen is if they turn you down, then you have an appeal process that allows you to take it to an attorney, and that attorney can file an appeal for you, or you can file it on your own. Typically, this is when attorneys get involved after you've been denied. You bring them the paperwork, they help you fill out new paperwork and file an appeal to an administrative law judge, who then hears your facts, and that process can take anywhere from 6 months to 2 years.
Filing for disability is just like many other things that you've talked with us about on this segment, and that is having a paper trail, having all of your paperwork in order is going to at least help expedite the process a little bit.
Yes, ma'am. The more paperwork you have, the more information you can provide these individuals, the better chance you have of getting what you're asking for. The one thing I always tell people is you got to understand the guy you're talking to doesn't know anything about you. So for you to assume that they know that you're not able to get up and walk to the kitchen because you have a heart condition, or your doctor's told you have a year and a half because of cancer or something like that, then you're assuming that they know that when they don't. You got to explain that to them, and you got to give them the medical evidence and an opportunity to review that evidence in order to find that you need the help from the government that should be rightfully given to you.
All right, good advice as always, Jeff. We'll see you next week. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.